Hey guys, here we are at 4 weeks into my 12-week challenge. We're a third of the way through. Woohoo! So over the past week, what I talked about doing last week was doing fasting runs. So basically getting up in the morning, drinking a glass of water, and going on my route because I had some inflammation in my hip and my knees. So I did that. I've just went on fasting runs and the inflammation was gone. There was zero. After I was done with those routes, I came home and drank my smoothie, which I still love. That is my post-workout smoothie is the bomb. That's my favorite. Let's see. So on this past Sunday, I went out on my route and I was planning to go 4 miles. And I got to 4 miles and I was feeling good. I was like, I want to keep going. So I ended up going 5.6 miles and I felt good, right there finishing it up. But the rest of the day I was a good bit tired. And it took me a while. My husband kept giving me a hard time. He's like, do you think you ever did it? You going to admit that you ever did it? Are you actually going to admit that? And then finally I was like, yeah, fine. Okay, I ever did it. So... But I just went 4 miles this morning and this past Monday. I did not work out yesterday. I didn't really need to because I went on my daughter's field trip. I was a chaperone to Capers Island, South Carolina, right outside of Isle of Palms. The weather could not have been more beautiful. But if you see on my face, I got sunburn. Those are the perks of being fair skin and ginger. You see my nose and my forehead, my shoulders got pretty sunburned too, so that was fun. I did go to physical therapy this past Monday and we did an evaluation, and so the stretches that I've been doing were making it worse, which would explain why it really hasn't gotten better. So apparently if you have inflammation in your neck, your shoulder, whatever, if you are sitting like this and you lean over like, yeah, see, I can feel it. If you lean over like that, if you go just straight to the side, that's not actually a good stretch because it puts compression on the inflamed vertebra. I hope I'm not completely just destroying what the physical therapist told me, but that's what she said. And I'm just sitting there going, that's the main stretch I've been doing for the past 2 months, 2.5 months, however long it's been since I did. I think it was 2.5 months. And so basically I've been making it worse. And then she was going in and like digging into my right shoulder on the back, my shoulder blade and my neck. She kept finding all these trigger points. So when you get knots and you go to a massage therapist and they get the knots out. Yeah, that was what those were. And she was just barely pushing on them. And she said, okay, you cannot do any upper body weight training for the next 2 weeks. And you're going to be hurting whenever you leave. That's tomorrow. So I'm excited about that. She did tell me when I was explaining to her, because what I think happened is I overdid it whenever I went to go exercise at a new fitness facility. And I got overexcited, overdid it. Shocker. One of the things that she was telling me, because she was asking me about the exercises that I was doing, and I told her that I did burpees. My husband actually pulled a muscle in the right side of his neck when he was in his 20s from doing burpees. And I think that because we weren't using any weights whenever we were doing, these explosive movements and everything. So anyway, that's what she thinks may have happened. That's what I think may have happened. So she's told me specifically, don't ever do burpees again. So if you ever need an excuse not to do burpees, my physical therapist told me never to do burpees. So I'm going to keep that in the back of my mind for a while. I took my weight and measurements this morning just out of curiosity. Again, I'm not trying to lose weight. This is not what I'm doing at all. I'm just trying to be healthy and just get my gut feeling good again, which it's feeling great. And I lost a half inch off my waist, abdomen, and hips. So I was kind of surprised about that, but I'll take it. Lost a pound. Woohoo! Again, not trying to lose weight, but yeah. So This next coming week, I'm going to try to slowly increase on my mileage, but I will not be doing any upper body weight training. Hopefully, I can get better sleep with my neck and shoulder going through physical therapy. Wish me luck tomorrow. She said I'm going to be hurting when she starts digging into those knots. My diet is going great. I've been listening to Rich Roll's podcast here a lot lately, and this morning he had Will Berkowitz, Dr. B. He's actually in South Carolina. He is a gastroenterologist in Charleston, and he was on. I listened to that podcast this morning. It was like 3 hours long, so I was doing it while I was exercising, while I was cleaning, while I was making meals and doing all this stuff. So I learned a lot more, even more than, I have been learning so far. But that basically wraps it up. So for this next week, I'm just going to continue doing what I'm doing and maybe try to go up on my mileage a little bit. But for food, I don't miss meat or cheese or dairy of any kind. I've gotten to the point where I don't miss it at all. It's kind of weird. So anyway, I will see you next week.